Okay, so for today, the topic says telling your business story, the heartbeat of content creation. So the last time we talked about content creation, and what do we say is content creation? I know I used I used the bottle with water. Mr. You remember it's your water bottle we used. Yes, I used a bottle and water. I said content is the water inside the bottle, while the bottle itself is called the container, right? So on every platform, the platform is like the container. Facebook is the container. Then the water is the content. Whatsoever you post online, whatsoever thing you share is called content. If you are selling hair and you share hair, that is called content. Do you understand? But if you have that container, you are not sharing anything, it is empty. Imagine that water bottle, we empty it, we pour out the water and we kept, who will be interested in empty can? Only people that want to do recycling. You understand? So, but for you, the reason why you have a particular platform is to either sell your product or you are managing a page for someone, right? So you must you must learn the kind of content that you would share on a particular page. And I also said the last time that some content do very well on some platform like Twitter. We know that Twitter might not really accompany so many videos. It's for talk conversations, it's for chatting. LinkedIn can accompany can accommodate videos, but it's not just, you cannot post church videos on LinkedIn, right? It's that platform is not for it. So any platform you are on, you need to understand, oh, this platform I can do this. Like a church do not really need a LinkedIn page, but a pastor can use a LinkedIn page. And he's not necessarily going to be sharing when he's preaching. He can share other services that he does as a pastor. Some pastors write books. So they can position themselves on LinkedIn and say, I am a pastor, I am an author, I am a counselor. And you know that even being a counselor, some counselors they have a particular area. That one even makes it even more, will I say, it makes you more valuable. For example, if you say, I am a marriage counselor, I am a teenagers counselor, I am a children, anybody that is looking for a children counselor, they can easily just come to you. So if you just generalize and say, I am a counselor, it's good. But if you are specific, when you specialize in a particular area, people consider you as an expert. Do you understand? All right. So today we want to see, how can you use stories to create content? How can you use story to create content? Now let's to the next slide. So by the end of today's section, every student here will understand the power of storytelling in business, and you will learn how to craft your own business story, and you will create one post, one engaging content that you will share during the week. That's the objective of today's class. How you will use story of your business. You see, that's the funny thing about storytelling. For the fact that you want to tell a story does not mean you can tell any random story. I hope we get. It's not any random story. For example, if I am coming here, will I say, or okay, you sell, let's say you are into makeup and you are telling a story about um changing diapers. It does not necessarily, I don't really see it relating to what you do, right? So you should tell story that will catch your audience attention. It's like taking them on a journey, catch their attention, bring them along to where you can tell them, patronize me. Remember the last time we talked about hook? That's the call to action formula. Hook, the body, and the call to action, right? So now today's class, we're looking at how you can use story, right, to do your content. Everybody has a story to tell. That's even the funny thing. Do you believe that everybody has story to tell? And you know that story catches people attention much more. I said the last time that if a pastor is preaching, for example, a pastor is preaching about faith, and it says faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen, everybody will be nodding their head. But when the pastor says A woman has been married for 25 years. Everybody will say, everybody's eyes will be open. And she had not given birth. Everybody wants to hear. Then she used faith. Everybody's interested. So by saying story, everybody's able to understand that, okay, this is how you use the faith. But all the while you are saying faith, so then okay, they know it is good. But when you say story, they are able to relate. Do you understand? All right. So now, okay, we've done our recap. Done our recap. Now, why storytelling works? I'd already explained. Why do people buy? Let's ask ourselves this question. Why do people buy from some business and they ignore others, even when the product is the same? Okay, let's look at something. To an extent, right? There's somebody, if somebody is selling bag here, another person is selling bag here, it's possible for you to leave this one and go and buy from the other one. Something attracted you to them, right? Now, just think about it. You are online. You want to buy, okay, like me, I've been looking for where I can get a particular top. And I know I can get it in the market, but I don't know where in your market. Physical market is very, very big, right? I don't know where exactly in the market I'll get it. Plus, I work. I don't know the time I will go and like scout in the market. And personally, I don't like to do plenty moving around in the market. So I go to one place, I can buy everything in one place. I just it's funny. Sometimes I'll just say that God, where I enter, let me see everything there. I don't have power to walk up and down. So online, I was just online one day and I saw a lady selling that same top. How I got attracted was when this transition they do online. You wear one clothes, to change to the next, change to the next. So when I saw it, immediately I went through her page. On her page she said how you can order from me, go this, do this. I was interested. Immediately I told my sister. You know that's before you know what was going on. Another day I saw another lady selling the same cloth. Do you know that my mind was still on the first one? I checked this one's page, but I was not attracted to it like the other one. I didn't even check the followers. That's even the funny thing. It's very possible that the new person has more followers than the first one. Do you understand? But she got my attention first. There was how I checked her content. I just liked it. You know the funny thing, when you share stories, people feel like they know you online. Most of the celebrities that we follow, we feel like we know them. We can even say their stories. But the truth is, it's the story that they tell us. That's what we know. Whether they are lying or not, we don't know, right? So it's the stories that why some of us we follow people like Natalia Ambassi, his story, how God called him into music. Some of us, that's why we are still following him. We like his story. We can relate with his story. This man, he heard from God, that kind of a thing. Some other persons to follow. Some people follow all those like Whiskey, Davido. Some of them is because of their story. Like when Davido lost his son, some person started following him. That's the funny thing. There's this. I and my sisters were talking one day, and we said that. Have you noticed that when a celebrity dies in Nigeria, go and check their followers. Their followers will still be increasing. And we're like, why do people follow dead people? They say somebody just died. People will still go there and be following that page. What do you want to get from a dead person? What am I trying to say? It is stories that attract people. Because if a person died, person will not be sharing anything on the content, but people go there. You know what they did? They checked all the person's posts. Then they found that the person has died. It touched them. They now follow. It is their emotions. So when you tell story, you are like working with people's emotions. You are making, before you know, they are having compassion. They don't even know why they are buying from you. So that's why it is very important to put in stories in business. Now the question is, what kind of story? You cannot come and start doing Taste by Moonlight that you tell children. You cannot start telling them tortoise and the no. What kind of story? That's what we are going to be looking at today. All right, next slide. Okay, like the explanation I made, people buy with their hearts before they buy with their wallets. People buy with their hearts first before they buy with their wallet. Will I say people are sentimental, right? Sometimes, okay, you can see a woman selling something, and because her children are helping her, you might be drawn. And so much children are supporting her. You see another woman selling the same thing, but she has sales boys and sales girls. You want to buy from the one that has kids. In your mind, you're like, ah, why are they helping? Like maybe they need the support. That's why you're buying from there. You're not even checking quality. You're not your mind. Oh yeah, why you are going there is because they captured your heart. So people buy with their hearts first before they buy with their wallet. So when you are sharing content online, think about how will people feel when they see this my content. How will people feel when they see your video? How will people feel when they see your makeup? How will people feel when they see your bag? That's why you should not just share content anyhow. Don't share content for content's sake. You're trying to catch their heart. Especially if you are selling something. You want to catch their heart. Catching their heart means you want to get their trust. Do you understand? Because when people trust you, it's easy for them to release. Do you understand? Now, your story makes your brand or your business not. It makes it human and not just a product. When you say story, it's like they have not seen you. To them, they are relating with you, but they are not relating with you. They are relating with what you do, right? And the next thing will happen is it will now build trust, emotion, and what connection. They feel like they know you. They feel like they are connected to you. You're not their brother. You're not their sister. You're not their family member. But something about your brand, about your product, is just drawing them close. Do you understand? All right. So now, examples of stories that you can use. Let's go through the stories. A bag maker shares a story of learning to sew while caring for her kids. Now, if this you come on a page and she wrote that she sells bag. Now, in the process of selling bag, she started by saying, um, this is how I learned. This is how I started selling bags. I have 5 kids. We had no money and we're so broke. Then I stumbled on this page on YouTube. I started learning how to sew, and now I can sew 50 bags for a brand. You know, you will be moved. Ah, this woman had 5 children. She was broke. Then she went to YouTube. From YouTube, let me patronize her. You feel like this person will know what she's doing. Another story here we have is a makeup artist who started practicing on her sister because she could not afford models. Now, you do makeup, right? You can start by saying, um, okay, as a makeup artist who do not have models because I have to pay them, I always make sure I beautify my sisters for every event. And because I've been beautifying my sister for every event, for every compliment they get, they always refer them back to me. And because of that reason, I've been able to do makeup for over 300 faces. Before you know, everybody will be like, wow, she could not afford models. You can even attract potential models. Some people can just come to your DM and say, hi, please, I would like to work with you. I don't mind you using my face for free. What happened was your story was captivated them, and they're actually drawn to your story, right? What you want is to showcase your business, showcase what you do, but you use what story. And you can also use people that buy from you can also use their story. You do plumbing, for example. You do plumbing service. You did for a house, and at the end of the day they like your service. Or even if you do, so you know, some people they're into house cleaning. You did house cleaning and somebody liked your service, and you videoed the person, for example, you recorded them. They say, I like this person's service, I would like people to use this person. Now, how can you use that content to say a story? You start by saying, one I was not having much income and my bills they keep coming. I thought to myself that why don't I not just start a cleaning business? So I started from house to house, and so far here are the testimony that people have been saying about my cleaning business. Then you put that video. Have you caught somebody's attention? Yes. Number one, people feel like this person is not lazy. Number two, let's support this person's business. Most time people just want to support, right? And you know the good thing, when people support your business out of emotions, it is now your service that will make them come back again. Because if you use story to get a customer and you do anyhow service, you have lost that customer and you have lost potential customer, because one person can bring you 5 more customers. Yes or no? Very true. Okay, so the third one we have here is a tailor who once sold to neighbors and now gets orders online from Lagos to Abuja. These stories will stick more than just saying I sell wigs or I bake cake. Now let's think about it. If somebody just comes and say online, if you see somebody online that says I sell wigs, buy my wig, and somebody that says I started learning how to make wig when I found out that anything that has to do with hair touches, I'm always drawn to it. I've been able to make free wigs for so many persons. And after that, people started telling me that these wigs are very good, that I should monetize it. And now I'm giving my wigs out at an affordable price. Blah, 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 blah. Who will you want to buy from? This one that's use stories to bring your attention, right? Yes, so that's why it's very important. Now you're not even the thing that you're not formulating story. What you are doing is you are sharing your own story. Every one of us have how we started, yes or no? Yes, we do have how we started. So you think about how you started. Think about why you are doing this thing. Think about what you want to do. Then bring them together and share. Do you understand? All right, so our next slide here says how you can break down the element of a good, this is the breaking down the element of a good business story. Now we are using this acronym called FIRE, FIRE. If you follow this acronym or if you follow this step, you can easily arrange your story and sell your service. For the first one, which is F, F is first step. How did you start? That's your story. For every story I just shared for us, I explained how the person started, yes or no. So the first thing is, how did you start? What made you start? Some persons started a business because they resigned from their job. Some were sacked. Some it was COVID-19. When COVID-19 happened, some persons were laid off from work. Before you know, they said, okay, let me go into my start learning how to bake. That's a story for even a for somebody that bakes. Let me go on YouTube and I started learning how to bake. The first cake I baked was not too good, and I started practicing more and more, and now I've been able to bake about 50 cakes for my customers, and they keep returning. Would you like to patronize me? Blah blah blah. Send me a DM. Just with that story, you're able to tell somebody that, oh, I learned from YouTube. I have failed before, but now I know my business very well. So, like, just going by that's your first step. Your first step is how did you start, right? Now, inspiration. What made you start? Like this story I just said. What made this person start? COVID-19, right? COVID-19 made, because the first thing you say is, how did you start? I started my business in 2020 when I had nothing to do. I started because the COVID-19 made me lose my job. How did you start? Then the next one there is R, the real challenge. What did you face that was hard? While I was baking, the first cake I baked were very bad and nobody could eat it. But I kept practicing. Now, evolve, like that's for E, evolve. Where are you now and where are you going? That you say I kept practicing and now I've been able to bake over 50 cakes and I still have more customers coming. If you say your story like that, people will be eager to buy from you. Don't just go straight and say, I bake cake. That's what most people do. I bake cake, oh, come and buy my cake. Why should we buy your cake? Is it by force? And that's the question. I do makeup, oh, come and patronize me. Why everybody's asking why? Because you are not the first makeup artist people will know. You are not the first person baking cake. Your business, there are like 10,000 people doing it. But what makes you unique is your story. I like people will first of all buy, like what we said, people buy first with their hearts before they buy with their wallet. So what you want to do is to get their heart. Like I said, you are not forming story, you are saying your own story. Because if you form stories, you will not be able to finish it. But if you are saying your own story, you know how you started. You know how to say your story. You are the best storyteller of your own story. Anything that happened around you is your story, right? So you know how to arrange your story to sell your product. That is what storytelling is about. If you even think about it, most of the people that we must have bought from is their stories. If you think about it, some of the people you buy from on the road. Now, let's assume you are in traffic, you are thirsty. You see a woman backing a baby and selling cold water. You see a young boy, he's sweating also, but he's carrying water. Who you buy from? That woman with the baby. Because your mind is, hey, let this woman quickly sell and go. Now your words on your mind is not even just the fact that you are thirsty. You now have this human compassion, right? That's why most people that whether they are fake or they are real, when most people beg, some people will bring their children when they are begging because they know that people are moved when they see children. if I not maybe not because of the mother, but you see that child, somebody's mind is, why would this child be outside? Let's, maybe my 500 naira can do something, and that's why most people, they just find a way to just get your heart. Now think about it. If that beggar on the road is using is trying to get your heart to feed their own self, think about it. You that have a business, you should know how to get people's hearts before you can get their, what you want is their wallet, what you want is their money. But nobody's going to give you money just like that. Everybody is asking, why should I buy from you? Why should I come here? So your why is your story. All right. So now we're going to use Biola. Biola is one of our students online. Yeah, she's one of our students like in this class online. So because of distance, she usually stream from on YouTube, and she deals with bag. The first, during our inaugural session in this program, we had like a conversation. She deals with bag. Now let's assume this is Biola trying to, she wants to sell her bag now, and she comes by saying like this: I started making bags from fabric scrap at home because I saw how hard it was for women to find nice souvenirs for their events. I learned everything from YouTube, and getting my first customer wasn't easy, right? But I didn't give up. Now I design custom bags and supply for events, and I'm just getting started. Now let's look at this story and let's use that fire formula. Let's go back to the fire formula. The fire formula says F. F says, how did you start? Now let's go back. Where's the F here? I started making bags from fabrics at home, right? Now let's go. The next one says, I says, inspiration. What made you start? And what's the inspiration? Because I saw how hard it was for women to find nice souvenirs for their events. Now let's go to R. What's the real challenge that you faced? And what's that own? I learned everything from YouTube, and getting my first customer wasn't easy. That's the word challenge. Then E. E says evolve. Where are you now, or where are you going? Now, if you check here, look at that E. But I didn't give up. Now, I design custom bags and supply for events, and I'm just getting started. All right, so when you are crafting your own story, always remember the fire formula. And let's go over it again without looking. The F is what? First, like first how you started. I is what? Inspiration. R is what? The real challenge. And E is what? How you are evolving, right? So whenever you are writing your own story, always think about it. The first, the next step like that. Now, so in today's class, we're going to do a practical, but we'll finish the slide, then we'll go to the practical. Because I know most times our practicals, it takes long for us to do our practical. So for today, you're going to write, or you can use a voice record, you're going to write a short business story using that fire method. Now, even if you don't have a current business, right? Think about the business you want to do. Ask yourself, why are you doing that business? Now, I'd like you to go to the future. What are the possible challenges you think you will face when you start that business? That's for those that have not started a business. But you that already have a business, how can you craft your story? You start, how did you start, what do you do? How you started, your real challenge, and where you are now and where you are going. So that's what we'll be doing in today's class tasks, right? Now, another thing when you're writing your story is keep it authentic. Authentic means make it your own story. Like I said before, you are the best storyteller for your own story. The same thing with another person. You cannot tell me, you cannot really say my own story the way I would say my story. You know why? I know how I felt, right? I know how I felt. I am the best person to describe the emotions. If somebody tells you, for example, I fell down and my head hit the wall. If you want to tell me, you say that girl fell down and her head hit the wall. But if the girl wants to tell me, she'll say, I fell down, eh? The way my head hit the wall, eh? It's as if everywhere my eyes were seeing stars. Star. You will know, you will be relating. But if somebody else just say she fall down, no, and before you know what's going on, she fainted. Or you be like, hey, okay. But if the main person says the story, you will feel it. You will be forced to ask the person, how are you feeling now? All right. But if somebody else says the story, you say, I she, you are moving forward. So you are the best storyteller for your own story. All right. Then let your passion show. This is not for grammar or for perfection. Like when you are trying to write, you're not trying to speak the best English, but let your passion show in what you are writing. Like the way I said, like somebody that fell down now, she wants to explain. Say, okay, let's assume you came under the hot sun. And I tell somebody, I came under the hot sun. Oh. If you see the way the sun was hitting me, my whole body felt like black hands were climbing my body. You know when black hands bite your body, you know the way it is. Now that person, let her go and tell somebody. She'll say, she entered sun, oh. She said the sun was hot. Everybody like, oh, okay, the sun was hot. But if this person wants to write, the main person should write, today the sun was so hot that even my whole body felt like I was inside hot water. Hey, I was like, hey, what kind of sun is that? So, like I said, put your passion, your emotions inside. But you're not sounding like a pity party, right? So we are going further before we go to our practical. Now, from story to social media, remember the hook, the formula for writing your content. You have your hook. Your hook is what you get their attention, right? Then your story, then call to action. Now you're a musician. Why? I'm a musician. Why did you start doing music? What do you want people to do? You want people to stream your music. You understand? Now, somebody like late Mobad, right? If maybe somebody else that's related to him start doing music, they'll say, I'm a musician. I started music because my relative Mobad died. Now I like you to stream this song I did as a tribute to Mobad. Will you not listen to it? Why? I say it's Mobad brother. Oh. That, do you understand? You'll be like, it says Mobad brother, that kind of a thing. So, on social media now, how do you use your story to do what to sell your products? First of all, with your hook, remember how we say it's a hook, get their attention. The next thing is your story, then your call to action. For example, for Peace, who is the makeup artist, she can say, I started doing makeup with only 3 brushes and my sister's lipstick. Today, I have worked with over 50 clients. Trust me to bring out your best look for that special occasion. Book me today. What do you think? This girl had process. So she with only 3 brushes. Now she has worked with over 50 clients. You know that even if somebody do not want to do makeup, they might meet her that come and teach me. Yes or no? Yes, because they can see our process. Your story is like a journey. It's like a process. So your hook, your story, and the call to action. At the end of the day, what did she say? Book me. So this is the main thing. This is why she's telling you about the story. Come and what? Book me. All this story was not how I started, but this is what I want you to do. So like I said the last time, if you are saying your story and you don't have a call to action, you have wasted that story. Oh. Don't tell people story and they are moved with compassion and you're not telling them what to do next. Please tell them share to your friend. Do you understand? Don't just keep your story like that. You need to do something related to what you do. All right, so the next here on our slide. Now, okay, our activity, you have to write your own social media caption. Like when you craft your story, you're going to write your captions, then you will now share it on your page. I want to be very sure that I am done with the slide before. So sorry for those of you that are okay. Eh? Okay, yeah, sure. Now there's something the next slide talks about oversharing. How many of us used to be afraid of am I not sharing too much online? That fear is there. You when you start sharing your story, there'll be this fear of how will my family members will they feel like I'm disgracing our family if I say I was broke. Now to help you overcome that fear of oversharing, that's why I dropped this next slide. Because that mindset will be there. There might be a story that you will share that will actually bring more customer, but the fear of hey, oh my husband say, oh my family members say, oh my pastor say, those fear are there. Now, what can you share and what to keep private? That's what this slide is about. Now, this is safe to share, and before you share this other part, think twice. Now, what is safe to share? How you started your business is safe to share, right? Every authentic business, there's a way, there's how you started, so it's safe to share. Now, details about your family drama, think twice. If maybe there are some family issues you're having, think twice before you share it. If you know it is not important, please, because you know the way social media is. I mean, how many of us have seen when they stroll people, when you, because you share a content, before you know, comment section, people start bashing the person. You know, the way people talk nowadays, they talk like as if people can tear people apart just with words. So think twice before you share. Now, it's okay to share the challenges you overcame in business. It is normal because somebody else too might face that challenge. So to be like a form of encouragement. Now, before you share your health issues, think twice, because you know some persons, for example, some persons dealing with, let's say, kidney failure, and you go and share it online, in the comment section somebody might talk about it in a way that is not okay. So if you know that it's not really related to your business, and maybe you're not even selling herbal drugs or anything, you can leave it. You know, some persons that maybe you've used an herbal medicine and it works for you, you can share. Them, they were having kidney issues, they decided to use this product and it worked. That one is okay to share. But in case whereby it does not really relate, keep that one. It's your personal issues, you can let it slide. Now, what inspired you or what is inspiring you, you can share. It's safe to share, right? But what you might not need to share, or you should think twice, is your unfiltered anger or trying to stroll back at somebody. You, it may not really be a need. Maybe you're maybe you go angry while doing something online. You may not need to share. People do not really need to know your temperament to an extent. It's not really needed, right? Now you can share the behind the scene. How are you packaging your work? Maybe you're into Zobo selling. You can record a video. This is how I pack it. It's okay. People will be happy to see, oh, she used hygiene water. I think they're showing them how you go about it. Now, what is not really needed is posting every part of your personal life. When you remove your clothes to go and have your bath, some people do it though. Some persons do it. They will show you part when they are scrubbing. Sometimes it's not really needed. Some persons that do for, let's say they promote a, like a bathing soap brand. Sometimes they want to show you how the soap form, show you their back, for example. But we don't really need full details of you in the bathroom. Those things are extra and they are not really needed. You will just attract people that came to see and not necessarily people that want to patronize. And what you want is patronizers, right? You want loyal customers, not necessarily plenty followers. We like plenty followers, right? We like it. But you want people that will, you know what the kind of people you want to target for your business, or the kind of audience you want if you are managing somebody's page. That's why you should be very, very conscious of when you are sharing. All right. So with this, you are able to know, okay, whether I'm sharing too much or I'm sharing less. Now, your assignment will be, like, our activities today is to get our story, right? Then write it the way you want to share it on social media. Your assignment will be to share it on social media and share the link to WhatsApp, or you can just send it as a screenshot. So that's the assignment.